Today, Bitcoin and Ether fall to end the week. And Rebecca Rettig, Chief Legal Officer with Jito Labs, explains what happens next after the Senate Banking Committee's crypto market structure bill hearing was postponed this week. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Major cryptocurrencies in the red to close out the week. The moves come as investors grappled with a slate of headlines out of Washington this week, running the gamut from heightened geopolitical risk in Iran and Greenland to worries over threats to the Fed's independence. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin fell nearly 2% to under $95,000. Ether dropped more than 1.5%, and XRP traded around $2. Taking a look at the week, Bitcoin is up 5% as of noon, marking its third straight weekly gain for the first time since July, and its best week since November. Ether is 6.5% higher compared to the week before, marking the cryptocurrency's second weekly gain in the past three. XRP, however, is down 2% for the week, its first weekly loss in three. ARK Invest CEO and CIO Cathie Wood joined CNBC's Squawk Box this morning, where she shared her outlook for crypto.
I'll tell you what has happened to Bitcoin and all other crypto assets. There was a flash crash on October 10th, 1010. And from what we understand, there were a lot of leveraged individuals, investors, others hurt. We think that has washed out of the system. We actually think we have it on good sources that it has washed out of the system. That correction, it was about a $28 billion hit. We think we're on the other side of that. And so we're seeing the crypto asset ecosystem stabilize.
And taking a quick look at a crypto-focused stock, Riot shares soaring by more than 12% after the Bitcoin miner announced this morning that the company signed a data center lease and services agreement with leading chipmaker AMD. The move highlights Riot's shifting business plans as the firm joins other Bitcoin miners in focusing on the fast-growing demand for AI infrastructure. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. People in Iran are increasingly withdrawing Bitcoin from exchanges amid political unrest in the region. That's according to Chainalysis, which in a report out yesterday said Iranians have significantly ramped up withdrawals of Bitcoin to personal wallets during the recent mass protests, possibly as a flight to safety amid currency collapse and political instability. The unrest, sparked by dire economic conditions, has posed the biggest internal challenge to Iran's ruler for at least 3 years, and has come at a time of intensifying international pressure after Israeli and U.S. strikes last year. Chainalysis also noted that Iran's crypto ecosystem reached nearly $8 billion in 2025, having grown at a faster pace than the year before. The blockchain analytics company went on to note that Iranian cryptocurrency activity is correlated to political events and conflict at home and abroad. Last, Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz believes there will be progress on a crypto market structure bill in the coming weeks. Novogratz joined CNBC's Squawk Box this morning to weigh in on the derailed crypto market structure hearing in the Senate. A major point of contention between the traditional banking and crypto sectors is the issue of stablecoin rewards, which Novogratz says poses a threat to banks.
One of the reasons the bill is stalled is the banks are saying, oh my goodness. If you go to JP Morgan right now, or Bank of America, or any of the big banks, you put money in a savings account, you get about 11 basis points, or 1 basis point. So the banks are making a tremendous amount of money holding our savings and depositing at the Fed at 3.5%, 4%.
Okay, one more thing before we go. For the last 4 years, Crypto World has published a new show every weekday, bringing you the latest headlines and conversations with the biggest names in the industry. But starting next week, we will be trying something new. Crypto World will publish on Wednesdays. Beginning January 21st, each weekly episode will still cover market-moving headlines and exclusive conversations, but we will also bring you a longer-term view on crypto prices. So with that said, we'll be back next Wednesday, and we hope to see you then.